Many thanks for giving me the opportunity to share with you some elements regarding the economic property context in Europe, with, of course, a focus in France. And let's begin with our PMI surveys in the Euro area, the US, and the UK. But it's interesting because it's up to date month by month, and as you can see, we record a rebound of PMI surveys for the US and the UK, but since January 2017, we record a stabilization of the PMI surveys in the US and in the UK. But conversely, and it's the orange, for the euro area, the euro area seems not to be much impacted by recent uncertainties, because the increase it's very continuous, relatively strong since end 2016. But now we can see the PMI surveys, which reflect the opinion of companies in industry and services for Spain, Germany, France, and Italy. And as you can see in pink, it's for France. The rebound is relatively strong. In 2015 and 2016, we were relatively below other countries, Germany, Spain, and Italy. But now we are ahead, relatively high compared to Germany and Italy. That's why the situation is relatively good, not too bad for France. And all in all, we can see our forecast for GDP growth in 2016, 2017. For the world, we expect better GDP growth at 3.4% this year compared to 3.1% in 2016. It's mainly due to the end of recession of major countries such as Brazil. This was minus 3.6% last year compared to 0.5% now. It's the same situation in Russia, and speeding up for the US at 2.2% this year compared to 1.6% last year. But for 2018 and 2019, we expect a slowdown of the GDP growth in the US. In the euro area, 1.9% compared to 1.7%. In France, the situation is much better, at 1.6% expected in GDP growth compared to 1.1% last year. And in 2018, even if it's not written into this slide, we expect the same GDP growth next year compared to that year at 1.6%. But beyond the GDP growth, this could be interesting to see the key economic indicators to watch out for in real estate markets this year, notably in 2017. We can begin with key interest rates. We expect a very low stabilization for key interest rates in 2017 for the Bank of England as well as the ECB. It's the first point, compared to a strong increase for Fed funds at 1.25% or 1.5% compared to 0.75% at end 2016. And a striking point, it's in blue, it's the inflation. We expect a very better inflation this year compared to 2016, to well over 2% in the US, in the UK, more than 1% in the Eurozone. And of course, this is good news for rental revenue growth, which will be impacted upward from next year. So the consequence, it's for 10-year yields. We expect a moderate rebound in 10-year yields, especially in France. Currently, the 10-year government bonds stand at 0.65%. In Germany, it's 0.25%. At end 2017, we expect 1.1%, and an increase in 2018 at 1.7%. It's relatively low, and it's enough for the decrease in office prime yields should continue for 2017. As you can notice, for every market, it's in blue. That's why we record a decrease in office prime yields compared for Q1 2017 compared to Q1 2016. Except in London and in Dublin. A particular point, I think it's in Berlin, 3.1%. It's the prime office yields currently. It's the first time we are below in Germany compared to London, 3.5%, and in Paris, 3.15%. And for coming months, we expect new decrease, especially in Paris, at 3%. So we can see now our expectation for the commercial real estate investment volume for the three major countries in Europe. We can begin with Germany. It's in moderate green. It's the medium line at 56 billion euros for Germany. In 2017, we expect better commercial real estate investment volume in Germany compared to the UK at 44%. But we have two explanations. The strong fall for commercial real estate investment volume in the UK, minus 30% between 2015 and 2016, and again minus 15-20% for this year. It's the first point, and the second point, of course, it's the lower pound, minus 20%, and that's why we are below for the UK compared to Germany. In France, we expect a stabilization for the commercial real estate volume at 31 billion euros. It's more or less the same level as 2015 and 2016. So this was the slide regarding commercial real estate volume. Now, looking at the office take-up for the three major markets, let's begin with Germany, Big Four, which include Berlin, Munich, Frankfurt, and Hamburg, and we expect a 2.8 million square meter for this year. Strong increase recorded since 2014, and that's why we will be relatively high compared to the Paris region, which is expected anyway at 2.5 million square meter in 2017 compared to 2.4 million square meter. It's a good result for Paris region, thanks to notable increase for large offices, and we will see that normally for the next slide. One point for central London, we recorded a significant decrease for the office take-up in 2015 and in 2016, minus 30%. Now we expect stabilization this year compared to last year, and why not a rebound, moderate rebound anyway, for next year. So yes, coming back to the Paris region, in order to see where we are for the take-up over 5,000 square meter, and you can see every transaction it's in orange, and even if the situation is not too bad, all in all, it's mainly located in major areas, especially in Paris itself and in Paris CBD and in the Western Crescent. But it's difficult to find major transaction in the inner rim. It's in gray, the southern inner rim, eastern and northern inner rim, and very few transactions in the second inner rim. So this transactions recorded for the first 5 months, but our expectation for the full year 2017, we expect a rebound for the large office take-up, plus 20% with a 1.1 million square meter expected for large offices over 5,000 square meter, and you can see in dark orange the transaction expected by end 2017, and again this will be located in Paris CBD and in the Western Crescent. So it's the point for the large office take-up in the Paris region. Now, looking at the office vacancy rate for the major European markets, and as you can see, all in all, we record a decrease for every market in average. But it's interesting to see that even if for some market the situation is again challenging, for example in Madrid, vacancy rate at the 12%, it's the same situation in Barcelona at 11%, in Frankfurt 10%, but in the CBD area, here you can see in the vacancy rate for the CBD, and it's the new figure. But Frankfurt, all in all, it's 10%. But if you do a focus in the CBD, it's only 4.2%. In Milan, it's the same, 12% for the average region, but 3.9% for the CBD. In Paris, it's the same situation, 7% all in all, but in Paris CBD, 3.5% only. And here in this slide, it's one on my preferred slide for analyzing the Paris office market, because you can see every situation for the offices in the Paris region. And you can see it's absolutely not homogeneous. In Paris itself, we have a vacancy rate at 3.5% compared to an average at 5%. The average on the balance of the market, it's in pink. And as you can see for the Paris office market, Paris itself, we are strongly below the average. That's why we are in undersupply for the major areas in Paris itself. In the Western Crescent, the situation is not the same, as you can see, notably for Paris Défense. The vacancy rate stands at 16%, but 2 years ago, this same vacancy rate, this was 20%. That's why the situation is better, but it's always risky compared to the Paris itself. In La Défense, the situation is not too bad. 8%, it's a lot compared to Paris itself, but it's the balance for the La Défense office market, and we will see our expectation for, in particular for this sector, in some slides just after. So. An important fact for the Paris office market, even if the situation is not too bad, all in all, for the vacancy rate, even if we record a significant decrease for the vacancy rate since 2 or 3 years, average incentives for the Paris region, all in all, are always very high, at 21% this year, compared to 20% since 2014. That's why we can see a leveling off in incentives for the last 4 years, compared to 15% in 2011, and in average in 2006, in 2007. In order to have an idea, this was 11-12%. Compared to, once again, 21 now. For Paris CBD, it's the lowest level for incentives, 25%, and the situation is relatively high in the Western Crescent, and 24% in La Défense for 2016. Last year, this was 27% for incentives in La Défense. So headline rents, it's relatively low currently in La Défense, -15, -20% for headline rents, and plus you have 24% in incentives. And of course, the correlation is really high between vacancy rate and incentives to analyze the market. Another striking point, I think this could be interesting to see the supply under construction in the Paris region. But as we saw just after, vacancy rates are relatively low, especially in Paris CBD, and we recorded a significant decrease since for 2 years. But the situation is changing. Here, it's the office supply under construction in history, and in Q1 2017, you can see an all-time high for the supply under construction in Paris itself. As you can see here, you have the addition between Paris Center East, Paris Left Bank, and Paris CBD. It's 600,000 square meters. It's relatively high compared to the history. Well, it's not too challenging for the market because we are lucky, the vacancy rate is currently relatively low, 3.5%. But as we will see in next slides, we expect a rise for the vacancy rate in the Paris region and especially in Paris CBD, given this fact. In the Western Crescent, with Southern River Bend, it's Issy-les-Moulineaux, Boulogne. Northern River Bend, it's Asnières, Gennevilliers, Neuilly-le-Valois, and Paris-Défense. We see a very significant supply under construction, but in the same time, relatively low deliveries expected in La Défense for the next 2 years. So an optimistic point anyway, even if currently we saw a very high supply under construction. We have a very reactive market currently from investors and property developers, but because now speculative operation all in all, compared to the total of planning permission granted, it's only 6% since Q1 2017. That's why we expect now very low building starts with a speculative operation for the next 2 years. That's why even if we expect a rebound of the vacancy rate for the next 2 years, this should be relatively moderate given this point. So now I suggest to see our forecast for offices in Paris CBD. Just after we will see the La Défense office market. As we saw in pink, the line in pink, it's our expectation for the vacancy rate. At end 2016, vacancy rate stand at 3.6%, as we saw just before. We expect a rise for the vacancy rate in Paris CBD at 4%. It's a rise, but this will be still below the long-term average. But as we expect an increase in vacancy rate, it's complicated to expect a very strong rise for headline rents and decrease for incentives. We have to keep a moderate expectation for the evolution in headline and effective rents. In the right side, as you can see, it's our expectation of the total return, which is the addition between the income return and, in light green, the capital growth. In 2017, this year, the total return is expected relatively strong at more or less 10%, the same total return compared to 2015 and 2016, thanks to the new decrease in initial yields expected this year. It's the main explanation. But for next year, in 2018-2019, we expect a leveling off in average initial yields. That's why no significant capital gain expected from 2019 onwards, and that's why you can see a capital growth at +1% only for 2019 and minus 1% 2019. That's why the total return should be equal to the income return in Paris CBD, because the situation should be different, especially in La Défense, because as you know, the situation is relatively different in La Défense. Headline rents are relatively low compared to the history of rents. It's the first point. And initial yields, prime and average yields, are high compared to the history, and the gap between office prime yields in La Défense and in Paris CBD is relatively high. That's why we expect a strong total return in 2017, more or less like Paris CBD. But in 2019, we expect a new increase in capital gain in La Défense, contrary to the Paris CBD market. Just have a look at the vacancy rate in La Défense. The vacancy rate in La Défense is expected to be relatively stable for the next few years, between 8 and 9%, because even if we don't expect significant deliveries for the next 2 years, conversely, we do have significant new supply in second hand. That's why a balance is expected for the vacancy rate in La Défense. Now, going back to the office market for our major European markets, in order to compare the total return expected in Paris CBD, La Défense, with other office market. For central London, it's in a lighter green. As you can see, the total return should be negative, minus 2%, but it's not too negative. The capital growth is expected to be negative at minus 8, minus 9% this year, compared to minus 5% in the H2 2016. That's why the total return, all in all, is expected at minus 2%. In average initial yields is expected to be higher between end 2016 and 2017 at plus 10 and 15 basis points. It's not too much, but it's enough to expect this negative total return. As we are in France, this could be interesting to speak about Lyon. Now, the total return is expected to be relatively strong, with 12%. The first point, it's the income return is relatively high compared to Paris, 5 or 6%, and a strong capital gain are expected this year, because we saw a strong drop in prime office yields in Lyon-Pardieu compared to last year. In Madrid, Barcelona, we are expected a very strong total return at 17% for this year, maybe for next year, thanks to a good orientation of all property fundamentals in Spain, higher rents, lower vacancy rent, and lower yields. An interesting point also, it's Germany, as you can see. Berlin is expected at 18% in total return. We have more or less the same level in initial yields, or the same trend between Germany and France for the last two years. But in Germany, we are expecting very strong rise in headline rents. And our expectation for Berlin, it's plus 10% for headline rents this year, and more or less the same level in increase for next year. And I'm speaking about the headline rents, but incentives are very low in Berlin. It's 3% in average for incentives in Berlin, compared to, as we saw, 21-22% in Paris. In Frankfurt, in Munich, we are expecting lower total return compared to Berlin, because we expect moderate increase in headline ones, but anyway, +3, +4% for the next 2 or 3 years. So that's why we have there's a very optimistic expectation for Germany compared to France or other market. So normally this was, yes, my next slide. Many thanks for your attention.